Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to FPL. Don't panic. This is very much an on-the-fly over my morning coffee video. There's in another state of flux in the UK now. Left Ireland a few days ago, and currently planning the trip back to New Zealand. So I'll probably be heading back to the land of the long green cloud. Long green cloud. Why did I say long green cloud? Oh, I know why I said that. The long white cloud in a few days' time, probably about a week or so away. I'm going to actually try and time the trip so that it's right in the double game week, actually. So actually it's more than 7 or 8 days away, isn't it? But I mean, I'll have plenty of football to watch while I'm on my travels back to New Zealand. The reason I said the land of the long green cloud, that's very, very weird. Many years ago, might actually be up on YouTube somewhere, I played a gangster in an Underbelly, a series called Underbelly, and it was actually the New Zealand leg of it, because Underbelly was mainly set in Australia, and I played a drug dealer. Life imitating art. Yeah, I played drug dealer, waving a gun around and threatening people. I think it's on YouTube somewhere. Yeah, oh, really, I really have digressed there. Land of the long green cloud. Anyway, yeah, back to the land of the long white cloud, New Zealand, in a couple of weeks' time. Yeah, I'll definitely try and time that with double game week. That's probably the main point of this video, in truth. Let's sip of that. Wet me lips and let's get into this. Game week 32 team. Currently up there. Probably may or may not be some changes to that. I'm not going to talk about that too much now. Let's just get these. Let's get all these FA Cup matches, the last of the internationals, Europe out of the way. There's probably going to, yeah. I mean, look at Arsenal. There's going to be injuries. Look at Arsenal, all their team yellow flagged. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't think any of us do. But I suspect there's going to be a few of the more casual managers out there panicking with the sea of Arsenal yellow. If they've got 2 or 3 Arsenal in their teams, I don't believe there's a single one of those players injured at the moment. Certainly not worried about Gabriel. And I think a few have got maybe Hincapi, maybe still got Saka, Rice, etc., etc. Yeah, they'll all be fine, I'm sure. But who knows what is to come over the next week and a bit. Stuff will happen. So we'll talk more about the Game Week 32 team when we've got that all out of the way. If there was going to be a change, yeah, I think O'Reilly will. I think I definitely start O'Reilly just as I'm looking for the upside. As you can see, the Des roller coaster of doom continues. Just looking at that, I compare that to last season. Those of you who were following me last season, it was just like from about game week 20, it was just this lovely, steady, not much divergence, but just continual, just gradually creeping up. And then I got to the last 8 or 9, 10 games and took some nice bumps up to 50k. This year, I just can't get out of this. I just can't get out of it. One good week, bad week, good week, bad week. It's sort of, I guess, kind of creeping up. Sort of the overriding trend, but it's poor. It's piss poor. It's really piss poor. And that's the thing, is can I turn this around? What, I'm about 670, 680,000 at the moment. Very disappointing season. Many reasons for it. Some of them my own fault with some very, very daft decisions. And some of it just really bad luck. And some of it also just not following my original gut instincts, something like 20 odd game weeks ago, when DEFCON was the wave. The 4-5-1, stack your team with the DEFCON boys, consistency, and the points just keep racking up. You look at what defenders have done. You look at the best DEFCON defenders, hitting 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 and more DEFCONs across the season. It's just like, it's like you've got a defender getting an assist every other game week. Lessons learned, will it be the same next year? Don't know. I think I'll make adjustments to it. I think they'll make. My thoughts are. See, it was weird. I'm actually not thinking about Game Week 32. I'm actually thinking about the free hit and next season already. I think it would be foolish though to make too many. This is how I'm going to play it next year. I think it'd be foolish to make too many plans around that. I think there's going to be significant changes. A few things will happen if they don't change the DEFCON system, the way the points are allocated. We're not going to get your Mukielis and defenders that have been doing well, coming in at 4.5 or 5. They're going to be 5.5 or 6 points, or 6 million. It's going to be either radical price changes or a radical change to DEFCON if they keep it. What could those changes be? A higher threshold, maybe up in that to 12, maybe even 14, or removing it altogether. There's two. I haven't decided whether I like it or not, and there's definitely, I think, two schools of thought, and it's some that hate it, and some that like it, and some that love it. I'm caught halfway between. I absolutely think there is a place for it. 100% think there's a place for it. There does need to be price adjustments for players, obviously, but it has spread the pool of players that you can choose from. No question about it, and that kind of, to a degree, does make it interesting to have that wider pool of players. The template there's always going to be a bit of a template, but harder to settle on a template these days, I think. There'll be radical changes. Of that, I think there is no doubt. That was a long waffle intro lead into my thoughts on what I actually was going to talk about. Free hit 33. So that's 32 at the moment. Maybe I've got some transfers, so there's some potential transfers that I could make. And the one that's got me interested, probably Bowen. Probably Bowen could potentially come in into game week 32 as a season long keeper. Forwards are just driving us mad this year, aren't they? Just absolutely driving us mad. We don't know who to pick these days, finding that consistency up front. The way really to have gone would have been just pick your poison and stick with it, so at least you catch their points. I've bounced around all over the place between Thiago, Ekitike, Haaland, Muna, a few of them. Over, really the way to have gone. Again, hindsight, it's a wonderful thing, isn't it, Captain Hindsight? Just pick your poison and stick with it, so you at least catch their points. Anyway, I digress once more. Game week 33. Free hit. This is my current little playing with it, and I really find myself starting to think about this as this international break is ticking on, what direction I go to try somehow to give myself a half chance of cracking the top 100k. Where are my schools of thought? And this team out there at the moment, you see out there at the moment, is caught between all three of my thoughts, in all honesty. But I think ultimately I'll end up leaning hard into one. What are my thoughts? This team doesn't look bad, I think, as a free hit team. I think I've got a little bit of a taste of all of the probable doublers in there. Got some Arsenal, got some Liverpool, a bit of Palace, City triple up. Not sure about that, to be honest with you. Not sure about the Arsenal triple up either. Yeah, Palmer, but yeah, would he be a differential? Would he be highly owned? I don't know. Gordon, again, on penalties, playing number 9, now his minutes at risk. Will Wizza start to eat into his minutes? We'll see. Semenyo, yeah, Semenyo's hurt me this year by not sticking with him and transferring out before he did the actual move to City. Hurt me badly. One of the biggest ruiners of my rank this year, in all truth. Stack, we've got DEFCON boy in there, I guess, and can come up with the out-attacking return, and Haaland. I know, Haaland, but the upside is there, as we know, and again, another penalty taker. So I've got a mixture of everything in there. I've got DEFCON boys in defence, attacking defenders, penalty takers in the midfield, etc., etc. So where are my thoughts? Is something like this the way to go? It won't be exactly this. I think I'm 0.1 over budget anyway, so something minor would have to change in there. What other thoughts? There will be a lot of players, FPL players, in game week 32 will be wildcarding. We'll have the FA Cup results, we will have definitives around the game week 33 doubles, the teams that are doubling. If the doubles do get moved, I don't think I'll be too far out with this team at the moment. I think most of them would probably be there or thereabouts, and will be doubling, but shops can happen. And of course, we are relying on, at the moment, until we get announcements, what the where they're going to get scheduled. You know, everyone's saying, yeah, game week 33, game week 33. That could change. Maybe something gets scheduled somewhere else. But the wise people out there are saying it is game week 33. So we'll go with that as a hypothetical projection at the moment. I need to gain rank. Now, what's the best way of gaining rank? Certainly, over the last few game weeks, as I've tried to go against the grain, it's not worked. But the big one, to be honest with you, I really should have brought in Gordon and Wilson the last game week. And instead of having a 100k rank drop, I would have had a probably 100k-ish rank rise. So that's cost me trying to go against the grain. But the more I go against the grain, the more it doesn't work. The further the season goes in, the more I feel I've got to go against the grain. It is a perfect dilemma of pain. So what would be my options? Okay, that team actually looks pretty good, I think. You know, I probably will certainly be tweaked. But supposing we lean in hard somewhere, I can't help thinking back to last season, the last 8 or 9 game weeks of the season. Now, at this stage of last season, I was sitting at about 250k, and it wasn't actually that far in front of where I am now. Obviously, a much better position, 300,000 or 400,000 ahead of where I am now. I ended up finishing at 50k with about 7 or 8 games to go, and I caught the wet sail. I had no chips. I'd blown my chips, the usual Des thing. But I leaned in hard into my spreadsheet, which you're all familiar with at this stage. I didn't take any hits. My going against the grain was sticking with the grain, as other people were going for the differentials and the things and panicking and doing all the crazy shit. And I ended up at 50k. Now this year I do have the free hit. And as I sort of listen to other content providers, or I'm on the various sites, you know, I'm hearing, you know, a lot of people, oh, got to go differential, got to do rank rises. There's going to be hundreds of thousands of people trying to gain rank. So maybe the way to gain rank is to really actually not to go big differential. And who are the popular players? The players that are most likely projected to bring in the best points. So that is, I guess, I have a few of them in there. Yeah, your Gabriels, maybe your Virgils, your Gordons, your Semenyos, your Haalands, etc. So go with, just go template, which could become the anti-template, as hundreds of thousands try to go against the template. It's option one. Then you've got more your, I guess, your sort of option two, which is to create a team which is full of the really low owned players. So where would I think along those lines? So I think Brighton would be one. Brighton are not a sexy team, but they're actually, Brighton are going really well. Brighton assets, the fixtures, they're not fantastic, but Brighton are kind of doing okay. And you'd have your Van Hex, Hinchwoods, you know, there's another lad in the Brighton defence actually to think about, who's actually a good option. But But yeah, really going against the grain. You know, those under 5% owned players that do have the capacity. Maybe they're overlooked, but they've got the capacity to pick up the DEFCON or pick up attacking returns, etc., and really lean hard into a less than sort of 5-10% owned team. But that really would be season over if that goes badly wrong. But if it goes right, it could be like woof, you know, massive. And then the other one is also remembering back to last year. Although the doubles were smaller, we only had the double was much smaller, and it didn't work. All of the popular picks ended up just picking up, or a lot of them anyways, over two game weeks, just picking up 4 or 5 points. So what's to be said for leaning hard into a DEFCON Supreme team? Just getting that 4-5-1 or that 5-4-1 and leaning hard into a double game week with the DEFCON King. So yeah, that probably would have your Gabriels and potentially, I guess, your Virgils in there. But yeah, you go with double game week players in your defence that are just really good for DEFCON. The same for midfield. I think that would be a Hinchelwood actually, wouldn't it, Brighton? Stack. Those sort of players that over 2 game weeks have a better than average chance of picking up a total of 8, 9, 10-ish type points, and within there, particularly in the defence, if you do have a Dan Burn, etc., picks up an attacking return. Malik Chow, I guess, but I think he'd be a popular choice. Pick up an attacking return as well. You just lean hard into a total team of DEFCONers, and in there, hopefully a bit of a clean sheet, etc. Clean sheet, an attacking return, assist, a flick on, God knows what, and it's like just a real DEFCON differential. I'm tempted by that one. I'm very tempted by that one, just as a sheer bloody experiment, just to see if you just actually did field a team full of DEFCONers, what would it come out with over 2 game weeks? Say they did, if you've got an average of 10 out of all your outfield players, but with hopefully a few attacking returns and the clean sheets in there as well, could work out very well, particularly if it's a complete blowout of a double game week, which we have seen. We had, as I say, I definitely recall it happened last year, and because I had gone against the grain, I got a huge rank rise on a double game week where I absolutely was not optimized for a double game week. So that was one of my three areas of thinking. Lean hard into just a really fully exciting team. It may be a bit template, but I'll have the O'Reillys, the Virgils, the Gabriels. Yeah, I think Rice will be a popular choice. The Semenyos, etc., Gordons, etc. Lean hard into a really exciting team, which could have massive upside if they all come off. Go for a team of really low owned players, but all with the some of them slightly underlooked, etc. But really low ownership. Really low ownership. Looking for those sub 5%ers or certainly below 10%ers, and if it comes off, fantastic. But if it blows out, it's season end time or 3. And just as an experiment, it kind of interests me, to be honest with you. Just go hard out on the DEFCON boys as an experiment towards next season, because let's face it, my season, it's not over, but it's not going very well. So as an experiment towards next season, and start to just an experiment towards next season, and see what would a team of DEFCONers get you over a 2 game week, over 2 game weeks, against managers that are going down the more conventional path. That's my thinking. These are the things that keep me awake at night. I'll leave it at that. I hope you're all having a really good international break. Just thought I'd get this one out. We're just sort of middle of the break now. I'm quite enjoying it, to be honest with you. Quite enjoying having a little respite from FPL, but also looking forward to the football coming back. And if I time things right, I might be on a plane and just have plenty of football to keep me entertained on the 30-hour plus journey back to New Zealand. I'll leave it at that. Take care, have fun, play your own game. Do not panic. I will see you, I guess, in about a week and a half to 2 weeks' time. Bye for now.